Yeah, it's rich in bubbly goodness.
Do you remember when you lost your passion for this work?
I invited another friend. I hope that's okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis. And welcome to another episode of the School Lunch Table, where me and Fat Steven Seagal, my co-host, we bring in someone from the fandom and interview them and get to hang out with you guys and have fun to kick off this weekend of fandom and fun. So speaking of my co-host, let me bring him on up. Hey, what's going on, Fat Steven?
She put me in the back.
I know.
She put me in the back. Didn't even leave any air holes. She put me in the back.
I left a cupcake though.
Oh God! Now that's yeah. I fed him.
I left a cupcake and a flashlight.
Yeah, a flashlight to find out how sad I look. Yeah, that's great. Well, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, indeed. I love Fridays. Fridays is just like so much fun between our show and then I think it basically kicks off with like Loki's show, and then there's a Valkyrie show, and then there's my show, and then there's Culture show, and sometimes
we don't talk about Culture show though.
We don't talk about Culture show.
Nah, Culture's like Fight Club. We don't talk about him anymore.
Okay.
His hair is getting a little bit of an ego, right? So the more we don't talk about Culture, the less his hair gets silkier and smoother.
But I will talk about Friday Night Tights this evening. And after that Friday Night Tights, of course, there is Mario Kart over on Boards' channel. Yeah. So you do not want to miss that.
He enslaved me too for a thumbnail, so I had to do that thumbnail for him.
He did?
Yeah, but he didn't realize that he's like, hey, look, I'm at first place. I'm like, no, but he's punching like he's happy, right? But on the top it just says 12th place. I'm like, yeah, you're doing great. He didn't notice that.
Mario Kart works my nerves, but something that doesn't work my nerves, actually, that I'm really excited you're gonna set up. So Fat Steven, why don't you set up this clip for us here?
Oh well, I had an idea to do a commercial so we can get a little more eyes on the charity stream for the eve of the Snyder Cut release, which Geeks and Gamers is doing with Uchi Uenare. I hope I'm saying his name right. I don't want him tackling me or anything. So Pop Culture Minefield composed it a little better because I have no video editing software or skills. So hope you guys enjoy it. The video I posted in the chat, it has the link to the charity that we're at 10. I think they're at 10K out of 50K. But here we go.
Yeah. That is an awesome job.
Thank you.
Job. And that's going to be a awesome stream, folks. You do not want to miss that. It's going to be on Thursday. What?
Look at that. I'm beside the quartering. I'm making it up. Look at that. I'm right there.
You're moving up, dude.
Oh, yeah, I am moving up. Oh, my God. Yeah, but I guess...
Yeah, but for real, folks, it's like Thursday, March 17th. Of course, that is when the Snyder Cut Justice League kicks off Thursday, March 17th. So they're
That's
going
a
to have
Wednesday.
this charity stream. No, I thought it was a Thursday.
That's a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday. The stream is
Thursday.
Wednesday.
It's the eve of, right? Because the
Eve of,
Snyder Cut
okay.
comes out the 18th. So, yeah,
Okay.
it's okay because everyone will look weird showing up.
Well, anyway, we flashed it. So check out the charity stream. Definitely. It is going to be freaking amazing. Amazing. They got Zack Snyder. It's going to be cool. I can't wait to check it out. I can't wait to check it out. But speaking of folks to check out, let's bring up our guest real quick. So our guest for this week is Final Death Star. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on, Lorena and Fat Steven.
Why does everyone say my name with such joy? It's like I finally get to call someone fat. And they're like, Fat Steven!
You don't usually get to insult someone as a, as a compliment. So it's a rare thing to be able to do.
I want a new guest. We have
You want
time.
your guest? Yeah.
You get one next week.
We're stuck one.
You're stuck with me this week.
Oh, shice.
Well, folks, we have some super chats up here I definitely want to get to. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel with your super chats. Some exciting news to come up with relation to the channel and the super chats. I'm probably going to roll around next week, but you guys are amazing. Thank you, Culture Casino, for this super sticker, which I am guessing has to be a Doomicorn, right?
Oh,
Right?
yeah, I labeled it in the chat for you, yes.
Doomicorn. Still want my Optimus Prime.
They're at 12K. So since last night, they have jumped up to 12K from 50K.
That is going to blow up. I wouldn't be surprised if it hit 100K when they're all said and done.
Yeah.
They have a week left now, or I guess a little less than a week now.
A little less than a week left.
Wow.
Yeah, it's I'm calling it right now. They're going to at least hit 100K.
Yeah.
And Darius Munchausen with the $1.49 super sticker. Thank you so much. It is popcorn. Thank you so much. My favorite super sticker, the popcorn. I love it, love it, love it. And then we have Roger Haynes for $1.99 Canadian super sticker from him. And of course, it is a thumbs up. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And we have Biggles Mets. I said that right. Biggles Mets, I hope so, for $2.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much for the super chat. It says have a terrific stream. And I also want to thank you, Biggles and Culture and Roger, for being members of my channel. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the support of my channel as being a member. So with that, folks, let's
You got two more
we got two more. Oh my
in the
gosh.
private chat.
Rolling in.
Rob's Rules, how are you doing, Rob? For $1.99 super
Hail,
chat.
Rob.
Thank you so much. He says, great panel. Hope all is well. Rob, everything Star Wars. He has been killing it on his channel with the all the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp goings on. So definitely, if you want to get caught up on that, Rob's your guy. So definitely do check out.
Rob, she put me in the back, Rob. She put me in the back, man.
I
The
gave
back
him a
room, man. A cupcake with a flashlight, no
Yeah.
air holes. Yep, that's what she did. Yep, she wants me to suffocate while eating. That's choke on it in the dark where you belong.
And RC from the NYC sends a $4 super sticker, which is a cup of coffee. Love it. Man after my own heart. I love that coffee, dude. My R2D2 mug is
Cheers to
not
that.
clean, so I don't have it with me to kind of hold.
I actually-
on to it. What's up?
Yeah, I finished a new mix. I started stuff. You know, like that Veggie Plus, you get like the antioxidant, anti-stress, like vegetable powers and all that stuff. I now put a scoop of that every morning in with my coffee. It actually changes your mood.
Yeah.
I'm still an a-hole though, but it helps me be relaxed.
You're a happy a-hole.
Yes.
It's
Sorry.
like I'm smiling instead of snarling.
I'm smiling while I picture stabbing you with the fork from the drawer from next door.
Well, 21 of you guys watching, thank you so very much. Welcome to the school lunch table with myself and Fat Steven and our special guest, Final Death Star. So we are going to kick it off with the first question, of course, which is, what are your memories of lunchtime at school?
Ooh, my favorite memories are of pizza day, which is probably a common answer because that was like the highlight of the week. It wasn't even that good. It was Well, there were two kinds. Every now and then we'd get like the nice pizza, which was actually like the triangle slices, but otherwise we'd get this kind of cheap, sort of cardboardy square cut pizza. It wasn't deep dish, this wasn't Chicago style.
It was hockey puck.
Yeah, it was hockey puck in the shape of a square. Yeah. But I still look forward to it because it was like the best you got. I don't know what lunches are like in schools nowadays. It's probably the same. Maybe it's a little better. But
you should see the lunches at some of these schools. My niece's school. I'm like, what do you mean you can order breakfast on a freaking app and pick it up before start school? And you can like customize, what you would like. You can get, and I don't like goat cheese, but I'm kind of pissed that they can order stuff like that to put on their pizza and have it custom made so they can pick it up.
Man, kids are so spoiled. I start feeling like it's like, when we're young and there's that whole cliche story. When I was your age, I had to walk both ways in the snow with no shoes. I'm starting to feel like that. When I was your age, I didn't have apps. I didn't have toppings. I had square cardboard hockey puck pizza.
Check your.
I'm starting to feel like that. I'm getting to that age.
Gosh. And let's see, Geek Time TV. Thank you so much for tipping $5. I so appreciate that. Geek Time TV. We're actually supposed to be doing an interview with his team this weekend, so that's going to be coming up soon on our channel.
I'm really hoping with that $5 tip, she will buy a pencil to get me some air holes while I'm put in that corner in the back in the dark with the cupcake. I'm gonna use this.
She'll get a flashlight
next time. I'll remember to pop.
Yeah, she'll just stab me and don't worry about the air holes. Now you don't have to worry about breathing ever again.
I'll throw some Band-Aids in there too.
Oh, great! In the dark where I can't see where they go. That's great. Thanks a lot.
That's funny, but that's true. It's just
but
like
the funny part.
No, I was talking about lunch, but okay.
The pizza's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really impressive. This is why kids are so spoiled these days. They get the apps and they get the order.
But is the food actually like legit, like cares put into the food, or is it like lunch lady, like stuff from Simpsons, where it's full of vegan goodness with a bun?
I mean, even when I went to school, when I was like in grade school, we had the lunch lady food, and then I don't know who paid off who, but in like high school, our food, the whole district, it was catered. So I don't know who played golf with who and got that contract, but literally our food was catered. Which caused a whole nother thing when they'd run out of stuff that was really good, and you had like the last lunch, so you get the leftovers, which were okay, but it wasn't like the primo stuff like chicken Alfredo and chicken cordon bleu and beef brisket. Oh, brisket day was awesome. I forgot about brisket day.
Brisket day. Oh, you were spoiled too. I didn't have any of this.
Yeah, we were pretty freaking spoiled. We were spoiled. We were spoiled then. We didn't think that we were. Yeah. Some of us did think that we were.
Okay. Biggles, I'll say that right now. I don't care nor know anything about football, aka not soccer. So I don't know if he tackles or not. I don't. As long as he's not tackling me, I'm happy.
I think Uche's a defensive player. Is that what he said? I missed that.
I think he's defensive.
Wait.
Yeah.
Uche plays offense.
I thought Uche was defense.
Just because he plays offense doesn't mean he can't tackle people in real life. I think that man could shake
hands.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way: if he's on offense, I tell you what, if there's an interception, he'll turn into defense really quick and can tackle. Just wanted to throw that.
Everyone's telling me the
you know what, dude?
now.
That is like
linebacker.
me. That is like me watching Manchester United. Okay. Playing soccer, and I'm over in England like, what the heck is this game? And trying to figure out. People are telling me, I'm like, what's a red card? I'm freaking bored. This game is boring. And then somebody says, you know what? You should watch rugby. And they changed the channel. I said, okay, now that's a game I can get down with.
You know, a sport that's awesome is curling because it is so violent.
Oh, I love watching curling. I get so
Are you screwing with me right now? I was being sarcastic.
No. I love watching curling. Like, seriously, I love watching it.
I'm
It's fascinating. I watched like one Olympics. I was like, what is this? And I got so drawn into it. I got obsessed with watching it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Watching a stone being
totally
thrown down the ice was more interesting.
And then there's guys that have to like scrape the ice with a little broom, like 90 miles per hour to make sure it's the little pebbles of ice are clear.
You're creeping me out. Finally,
it's amazing.
Sounds like
geek times with me.
Do you get turned on by Swiffer commercials by chance?
No, it's not the same.
No,
it has to be the coolness of the ice.
Well, just make sure the Swiffer's on the ice.
Oh my gosh,
then that might work.
Darius, if your chat disappeared, it wasn't us. Google moderator has been insane of late, zapping people's comments.
There's no Google moderator.
Yeah.
I can see. I think it wasn't allowed just yet, but I love curling. What? Okay, I'm in the Twilight Zone today. What is going on?
Oh, yeah. Are you a summer or Olympics sport guy?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't watch any Olympics. The sports.
Oh, you don't watch
sport? For me, for sports, is either watching the half pipe, the snowboarding.
That's cool.
Skateboarding when they're doing the full U, or paintball. That's about it. I used to love baseball, but when the second strike came after the Jays won their second series, and it pretty much disrupted baseball, I guess in general, that was the first stone. I just lost interest. I lost interest in all of it.
Is paintball? I didn't know paintball was an Olympic sport now.
It's not an Olympic sport, but it's still one of those sports they do actually televise once in a while if you're lucky. Seeing teams.
Yeah, that would be very cool. I could see that being as exciting as curling, maybe. You
got to work on your sarcasm. Really?
Yeah, dude, goat cheese, it's disgusting. I just no. Elio's pizza, yeah,
Elio's
awesome.
pizza.
That was some good.
Yeah, that was like the gourmet version of the lunch pizza we got. It wasn't as good as Elio's.
Geek time. So the super chat was broken for you. I've had that happen with some people. They weren't able to super chat. So I don't know what's going on with that YouTube. Sometimes it does that because I've had some people who are like, I tried to super chat you and couldn't.
But it's good though. Because you got the full 5 instead of YouTube. So technically you didn't give YouTube any money. So you did a good thing.
Exactly. So yes. The tip jar, I get all the money. The super chats and those cool stickers and stuff like that. YouTube gets their 30%. God, it's like the freaking government. Hey, Wookiee Supremacy. I know I'm just kind of like going through here talking, kind of highlighting stuff so we get the most from our guests, but I love you guys. So Final, tell us, how did you get into this whole YouTube thing going on?
I started basically because of John Talks and I'd say Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, because after so many of us were so disappointed with The Last Jedi. I mean, I was one of the ones who, I fell victim to The Force Awakens. I thought, okay, this is, they're trying to get you back on. It's very familiar. They're trying to. I saw the problems with it, especially with Han. I didn't like how Han was handled right off the bat. I didn't like how Luke was not in it, but to leave us with like a literal cliffhanger. But I thought, okay, well, it's at least maybe go in the right direction, or it can kind of rebuild from getting away from too overly CGI'd. So I kind of fell, the fool's gold kind of thing. I fell into it. And then Last Jedi came out and, I walked out of the theater, like just in disbelief. I can't believe that I'm saying I don't like this Star Wars movie. There's something, I missed something.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. The more I reflected on, like, no, that was like terrible. They destroyed everything. So I started looking online. So I have to see, what are other people saying about this? I can't be the only one. And I think at first some people just didn't want to admit it. Some of my friends were kind of in denial, like, no, it was good. It was just different. It was just making excuses up. And so I started looking online and I looked at YouTube and I found this guy called John Talks Star Wars. Okay, let's see what this guy has to say about it. And, he was saying all the same things I was saying. I was like, yes, he gets it, and same thing with Jeremy, making all the same points I was making. And after a few months of watching them, I just thought, man, I've got, because I'd be watching the videos and I'd be like, oh, this, oh, that, or something. I'd be kind of adding to it, And I thought, well, I got to just start a channel and start talking about this stuff because I've got things to say. Obviously, I'm not the only one, but I have like other thoughts I could be adding to these. So I kind of just got a mic, little. I mean, it wasn't this thing. It was just a little like clip mic. I don't even think I had a mic when I started off. I think I was just using like the phone. I using my phone at the time. My phone, because I was recording and editing. I had to learn how to do everything. I didn't know how to do any editing, digitally. So I just kind of got all the basic equipment I needed, a little stand for my phone so it wouldn't fall over. And eventually I got a little clip mic, which, increased the sound a little bit. And I was just filming things and editing them on my computer. And I didn't know about tags or any of that stuff. I wasn't part of a community yet.
I'm sorry, Final. I had to laugh at this comment. Holy crap.
Then I was more disappointed in The Last Jedi. That's a bold statement right there, too, Keely.
What's the deal, cowboy?
Sorry, I'm sorry about that.
Than I was in the Dallas Cowboys.
But it's interesting what you said earlier. It's kind of like you didn't want to believe that was actually Star Wars. It's kind of just like that can't be what I thought I saw.
Yeah. It's like denial. The stages of grief. At first you have denial. It's kind of what I went through, and then eventually it led to anger. It's like, oh, I'm starting my channel. That's it.
Let's look at it this way. Look at my avatar.
The Rock.
Geode. And now think about Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Think about The Rock.
Then
the Last Jedi. It's the same thing. It's utter useless garbage. And
that's what they'll give us is like slave Leia, slave Geo.
Oh, I'll do that next. I swear to God, I'll get that outfit.
Yeah. Well, remember they decided once Disney bought them, like we're not going to produce anything with the slave Leia costume, the Jabba's palace costume, because it's too inappropriate to have a woman in a bikini. Apparently that's inappropriate these days. So this would be the perfect little parody now.
I'm gonna rant a little bit because one of my favorite pieces of art to collect is well, yeah, that too. But Minnie Mouse as slave Leia. Okay, now when that art came out, you could only get it at Star Wars weekends at Disney World, and that was one of the most popular pieces of art. I have two pieces. In some of my videos, you can see it when my camera's further up. It's up there on my shelf over there above my fireplace. But yeah, I have both of those, Minnie as slave Leia. I even had, at the time they let you do it, I have to dig it out. I thought I had it over here. I have a drawing where I had one of the Disney animators there on staff draw Minnie as slave Leia. That was one of the most popular pieces of Disney / before Disney actually bought Star Wars.
Yeah.
That kind of art, because they would have the different characters. Like I have Stitch drawn as Yoda, and I also have him as the Emperor.
Wait, so question that. While we're going with this, because you're talking about this in the Disney, didn't Lilo and Stitch have bikinis in their cartoon?
Yeah, they did.
So how does that defeat the purpose of bikinis if it's in their animated thing and also in StarArs?
It's faux outrage. They want to say, it's demeaning to women and blah, blah, blah. Never mind that you had plenty of women who were like, shoot, I need that in my life.
And then all the boyfriends of those women were like, well, I need that in my life.
Exactly.
I need it now.
And again, go into popular art. That was one of the most popular Disney characters as a Star Wars character incarnation. You wanted Minnie Mouse as slave Leia, and I was buying that stuff up. And now you can only get it. I think you can only get it on eBay right now. But that, as a Star Wars fan and Disney fan, that pissed me the heck off when they.
Did you guys see the photo shoot they did of her, like at the water and stuff, when it was back in '83?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, it was beautiful. I'll pull up like one quick second. That's the camp. Wait, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, where she's in the water, splashing the ocean.
She looks so happy, and I don't know how anyone can tell me that this
that's toxic.
It's appropriate. I checked. Don't worry. It's all.
Well, it's the same thing they're doing to Lola Bunny now, with the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes. They're, you saw the new artwork with her. They've got rid of her curves. They made her very, it's anything that's like, it's so funny because they're wanting to promote like the female empowerment, but they're taking away everything that's like the standout of a female. The
female, yeah.
Yes,
female
Terry
form-
Rose. I'm
sorry.
sorry. Yes, Terry Rose. I did see the redraw that Machiny 90 did. I have the digital file because I'm getting that sucker
Yeah.
printed out and put on my fandom wall.
The one thing with the female form, whether it doesn't matter the generation to a point, yeah, it's fantasy.
I love that.
But that's I understand it's fantasy. Some people might find it inappropriate, but guess what? If you're doing that, if you're going to say that this is inappropriate for your video line, then you might as well take out all your ads in every Vogue magazine, every ad and everything that has a bikini shot in it, because the female form is the whole form. It's not bits and pieces that people can take out or add because their insecurities must be projected into it. Like, if you can't love a woman whether they look like this or they're a little bit more chunkier, then you're the one with the problem. And you shouldn't try to sacrifice it for everyone else.
I just remember. I'm sorry. Final. Go ahead.
It's not a simple.
No, say Darius makes a little bit of a point, because they are trying to go after that. Oh, she didn't choose to wear it, the patriarchy thing. I mean, that's a little bit of it, but it's more than that, because we see it with the Wonder Woman. That retro cover that they did, the alternate cover variant.
I got that.
Walmart Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Walmart Wonder Woman, Lola Bunny. I mean, we've seen it multiple times. So it's not just about like the patriarchy of the hut and she was forced to wear. It's about the whole attacking the female. I mean, they're attacking men for being masculine, and now they're attacking females for being like the classic femininity, which apparently now is not accepted, or they want to diminish it. So that what they're trying to do is making everyone androgynous. They just want one big group, of men. It can't be men. They have to be more soft, and women. Yeah, there it is. Women can't be the sexual, beautiful women. They have to be just, they have to look more like, you can't tell the sex of either of them. That's what they're trying to do. They want androgyny.
That's exactly it. They want androgyny, and it's just, they want, feminized men, and they want masculine women. So masculinity is a threat. Femininity is a threat. And they think that in order to be a strong woman, that you have to be a man. And that's not it. That's not it at all. But, they're trying to sell this crap to us. And then when we don't buy it, then they call us, ists and phobes and all of that. Because how dare we want to see masculine men, and how dare we want to see, feminine women.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it definitely seems like.
But, like, if you're given an opportunity, especially to do something like that and make a cover, and your artwork is going to be on a cover that hundreds of thousands of people are going to see, you don't self-insert yourself.
Yeah.
You make that cover to respect the character you were given to make a variant cover for. And I don't want to sound like addicted to the art. I guess there's a lot of people who like this art. I know it's a Rooster Teeth employee or whatever. Rooster Teeth has their own controversy. But that's not a Wonder Woman cover. That's not a Wonder Woman. That is someone's art using the Wonder Woman colors. And that is not what you do when you're given such an honor, whether it's Star Wars, Star Trek, or not.
Thank you, John B., for the $5 tip. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. There a lot of these artists are just kind of putting themselves almost literally into, whatever they're making. We've seen it with Lucasfilm too, with the High Republic. I mean, there's a couple of those characters are like, you look at the artist, you're like, you just drew yourself, it's as a character.
Tsunami.
I look sexy with this form, don't I?
Yes, Scarlet.
Yeah,
Scarlet
actually,
Seagal.
yeah.
Scarlet Seagal. I love it.
Scarlet Seagal.
It's very cool. I love it. I love it.
I did have a question though, final. Besides the people that helped you get into it, what made you choose to go towards the enter the unfamiliar, the enter familiar, and focus more on that paranormal stuff? Because you seem to have an extra type of joy where you do the shows, you want to make it also look like. I'm waiting for when you get the green screen, you start doing like the old Orson Welles radio style, but you have like the old film over top. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did. Okay, so when I did the channel, I was basically doing all the Star Wars and entertainment, everything that we all kind of started doing. And then we, as the fourth wave originally, which Lorena, you were in, and then we kind of segue that into the Rogue Entertainment and TR4. And it started to get, for me, it started to get to the point where like, I'm kind of just complaining about, I don't want to, sometimes there's a good time to stand up and, speak your mind. And then sometimes I feel like, well, I'm just kind of finding stories that everyone else is finding. Like I just look and it's like my topic is, what everyone else is talking about, and I wasn't as passionate about that as when I started, because I still get that with the Rogue Entertainment shows and TR4. I can still talk about all the entertainment stuff, the Star Wars stuff that I love. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that I felt like, okay, this is a little more unique. It's kind of stepping out. And my other huge interest and passion is like the UFO stuff, biblical prophecy, the paranormal, all the strange histories. I say strange histories and hidden mysteries, because there's so much of the world that is unexplained, from all the megalithic ancient structures of the past all over Peru. I mean, all over the world, but there's a lot in Peru that have not really been touched too much. So a lot of that's been pretty much intact. And it just shows all this anomalies that, how did they build this stuff? It's impossible. From what we know of history, it's impossible for them to be able to have built what they built, if we're saying that those people were the ones responsible. So I've studied this stuff for like over a decade. And I thought, what, I'm going to do a weekly live show that's going to deal more with like the UFO stuff and kind of the, little more topics that are a little more out there. But, I figured that I have an audience that might like it, because people who tend to like sci-fi kind of like that kind of stuff, and the Marvel and DC, they're kind of into that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd give it a shot, and I did Enter the Nether as just a live show. I didn't change my format too much at that first couple the first couple ones I did. And the more I started getting into that, the more I thought, I'm just going to change my whole channel around and kind of focus on this stuff. And I started coming up with this idea of like my background, which I don't have here, but I do have it here. The old radio station. Cause I saw this. Well, first of all, I love the 50s and the 40s and 50s. I love that era, in the black and white. I grew up being a huge Hitchcock fan, so I love that, the mystery, the Twilight Zone stuff. And I watched this movie on Amazon. I forget the name of it, but it was basically about like a UFO encounter on this one little small town in the 50s that happened, and like the whole town was at the basketball game. It was like a Friday night, so the whole town was at the basketball game except for these few people in the town, and one was a radio guy. He was running the local radio station. There was a girl on a switchboard. So I was watching this. I'm like, oh, this is, I love the radio aspect. This is a great idea. So I went on and I found a background that was like a black and white, 50s style radio. And
nice.
Before you go into that, you said you like Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
So there's your new intro. You just got to get a silhouette of yourself and have it coming in on the side, and then you can have UFOs going near your face like the old stuff.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. I like that.
Because instead of having like the Hitchcock theme play, you can do like one of those copyright-free X-File themes and throw it off. Because then you're incorporating the '90s X-Files with the '40s generation of how they did their sci-fi and creep people out.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I gotta find someone who can.
You can write that down first.
Yeah.
Final. Were you a fan of the X-Files show?
I was, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like the X-Files a lot. And the first movie was really good. Second movie, okay. But I really liked the first show. I got into that. It used to freak me out when I was young, but I like that.
My parents wouldn't let me watch it because they said it was too freaky. And like that one, what was it? Remember that one tapeworm dude that was hanging out in all the waste management plants?
Yeah.
That one was a freaky one. Or the what was it? The carnival with the killer Siamese twin that was
mermaid. That was my favorite because you want to know why that was my favorite?
Why?
Because it was filmed in Florida, because there's actually a town called Gibsonton in Florida. Yes.
Wow, really? One?
That's where Ringling Brothers, that's their like that's where they stay in the summer. So that's like where their summer not their summer, but where their headquarters is. And there's actually a college called the Ringling College of Art and Design, where a lot of animators come. Yeah, that was actually for real. I'm like, yeah, Gibsonton is for real.
Wow. See, I wonder, like sometimes with these storylines, what they base off of, either stories they've heard, the writers, or things that may be a little more real than we sometimes want to admit or think. You think this is a lot of just storytelling and make believe, but I think there's an agenda to kind of warm people up to these ideas. Because I think something's coming, some kind of reveal or disclosure or what have you. And the media entertainment is the way that they kind of it's like the frog in boiling water. If you throw a frog in boiling water, they're gonna jump out. But if you put it in and turn the temperature up slowly, it'll boil itself.
That's
it's like
not true.
Oh, it's not
You
true.
just got-
Well, that's the
No,
famous story.
well, you got to put a lid on the pot, and then you can't get out.
Oh yeah. But it's that slow turning up that you don't realize. It's like getting you used to it. So I wonder sometimes with X-Files, like how much of this was just totally made up, and how much of it was like, maybe based on some of the Majestic 12 or some of the stories, some of the archived.
But I like this. Like, final, when you're discussing this after this question, the tone in your voice, your cheeks, you're smiling, the way your passion's leaking through is that you have a very big attachment to this type of stuff, and you're trying to share the joy you get from it with other people. Just the way you describe this is showing how much joy you get from this. That's a great thing to see, especially with content creators, because you're not just doing what everyone else does, or like reporting on news of a Twitch stream or this or that. You're actually sharing a love of something that is somewhat a forgotten art, especially with old time radio and sci-fi and alien conspiracy. Sorry for that word, but it's great.
No,
because I think there should be more. I think that's why Nerdrotic also mentions you and likes your The Enter the Nether as well, because you have a similarity of enjoyment in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that yeah, and I can tell it in myself too. Like as I started, I said, I'm just gonna do the channel like this. I could tell I was like way more into it. It was more fun finding stories. There was so much that I knew that I was like, oh, I can talk about all this stuff, and do it in like a kind of a fun way. Because I kind of put on sort of a character, or at least I did. I'm kind of toning it back to be a little more natural. But when I started, I was doing the whole radio voice, and coming in
Orson
just
Welles
to kind of
voice.
set the tone. Yeah, kind of Orson Welles. Yeah, I mean, I actually used the Orson Welles War of the Worlds radio drama for my live show. I cut parts of that up. Yeah, because I was so. I mean, he had people believing that the world was really being attacked by aliens. People were freaking out in real life. They didn't realize it was like it was a drama. A play.
Have you decided?
So I used parts of that.
Sorry. Another question is, like, you remember the first color War of the Worlds movie that came out with those great ships and those sounds, right? Have you thought about like cutting clips and then a monologuing over it with Orson Welles' radio show?
Well, I don't want to get into any kind of copyright issues. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I figure if you cut up the audio and it's just little pieces, but if you use the video, I don't know. I mean, if I could get around it, then
formats. You're changing the audio, it should be okay. Because most of their detection is from audio, and even though you're cutting up like the War of the Worlds movie, and then you're using Orson Welles' audio, but you're taking out the War of the Worlds audio, you're technically making a new thing. I was just saying, if you like something like that, like projects like I can see you would have an art for projects, but I'm just making it sound like it's more work. I'm sorry, I'll shut up now.
No, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the work part of it, as long as I get around the copyright. I would totally do that.
Yeah, there's always a way.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, we could talk more about that.
But it's so that's such a cool dimension to your channel, because it's not this. It's you're in the fandom, but you have like this little niche specialty.
Yeah. I've really kind of, I mean, I'm still totally into it, but I kind of detach myself with the main content of my channel, other than my live, when I do the live stuff with TR4 and Rogue. But yeah, I mean, I kind of just branched off into something that, I have a big interest in and I'm passionate about. And it seems like it's been going pretty well. I've kept a lot of the fans that I had, or the subscribers I had, a lot of them seem to like it, which is good. It's I thought that probably, a good amount of them probably would, because if you're into sci-fi, you kind of like the UFO, thing anyway. But also like I kind of add a different twist to it, because I also I come from, I'm a Christian too, and I have a biblical belief. And what is interesting is I tie this stuff together, because I think the Bible is there's way more going on than we realize. A lot of stuff the churches don't deal with. A lot of its translation has kind of watered things down. But if you go back and look into the Hebrew and the Greek versions, or the Greek meanings of a lot of the words, the ancient Arabic, it talks about a lot of stuff that's going on now that we don't really realize, or the translation's been lost. So a lot of this stuff, I think, the Bible is very much ahead of its time with prophecy, and it's tying things together. You look at events now and you look at what they were talking about back then in the time, place, and language, what they really meant. I mean, they're talking about a lot of the stuff that we're experiencing now. And I think that's interesting. kind of a different,
Oh no, the aliens
you know,
got
I
him.
kind of add a different angle to it. Which I think again kind of stands me out a little bit. That's, you know, I'm just not showing like UFO footage and, you know, and saying like, well, here's a UFO video of the week, you know. So
I have one more question. What does that $50 reward behind you say for? Like, what is the $50 reward?
Oh, the $50 reward behind me.
He's actually looking behind
Like,
his
what's
green
it
screen.
for?
Yeah, the
I know.
$50 reward behind me there. Yeah. I don't know. I've never been able to. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. It's been cut off, so I don't know what the $50 reward is.
Did you ever watch, what was it called? The First Wave. That old
First Wave.
The one where they were using the Nostradamus prophecies, and they were trying to fight aliens invading.
No, I have not seen that.
You would probably love that show.
The First Wave. Yeah. No. Okay. I have to check. When was that out?
I think it was like late 90s. Oh, sorry. But I don't want to keep up too much time because I know we have a special hilarious topic to go over as well.
No, I'll check that out though. I'm not aware of that show.
Sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, no, but I have a topic that actually ties in Star Wars and Marvel. And I have to say, when I first saw this, I had to laugh.
Yeah.
I kept laughing, and I'm just like, I can't freaking stop laughing because, first of all, there was that rumor out there about Robert Downey Jr. Getting him to play Thrawn, and I'm like, okay, but that was before what had happened with Gina Carano, and the actor community is very, very small. And Star Wars it's such a steaming pile. I don't think anybody wants to freaking touch it, because it used to be that if you were rumored to be in a Star Wars role, someone would say, "Oh yeah, I'd freaking like that. Yeah, tell them to call my people and we can talk." But yeah, this reaction. I mean, granted, I love Benedict Cumberbatch. It's like not only as, you know, the Grinch, but as Stephen Strange and Doctor Strange. So I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange too.
Yeah. I am too.
Could you imagine though being Doctor Strange coming out dressed fully as Thrawn with blue makeup, going back evil minions? Maybe he needs the power of Thrawn and Doctor Strange to beat Scarlet Witch.
Oh my god! Yeah. But Final, what did you think when you heard this news first come out?
That he just shut it down. It's not surprising. I mean, I don't know. You know, why would you want to? First of all, if you're not far left leaning, you'll be attacked by Disney. So they probably won't even ask you. So they're already cutting off, you know, I mean, I think there's more actors in Hollywood that maybe they don't admit it, but they're not as far left as people want to think. So a lot of them kind of keep quiet, but they're definitely not going to want to go somewhere that they know is going to target them for speaking their mind or for standing up for their beliefs. You know, I mean, after the Gina, Star Wars was already kind of a mess just by the fan reaction, you know, the Phantom Menace rising up and all the, you know, the arguments online. I mean, Star Wars, the numbers for Star Wars itself, the theme park doing pretty poorly, the merchandising, that's already a red flag for an actor saying, well, I don't know if you're an established actor, if I really want to get into this, because it's not trending well. And then you add the whole Gina Carano issues on. It's like, well, why would anyone want to go somewhere that they don't feel they can be themselves or, you know, stand up for what they believe in without being fired? I mean, it got to that point. So I'm not surprised.
Sorry.
That
it's not just that, because we were talking in the back about this a little bit preemptively. The way this has been handled over the last few months, that the Gina Carano thing, yeah, it isn't a source, but it's a source that not only, if you work for Disney, you're in the spotlight of the crazies, the SJWs, the Twitterati, the people that want to take out anyone that doesn't fit their narrative, what they think should be in media. So it puts a target on you. It puts your career, it puts your whole family in a bullseye. And Hollywood actors are going to realize this now, that Disney might have been great, but now it's only great if you want to lose your career. And nobody gets that.
Because to add to this, because I kind of want to bring up a common idiot's point here, there is no way Robert Downey Jr. would be able to be in Star Wars. The SJWs would lose their minds over his role in Tropic Thunder and have him canceled.
Yep.
Yeah,
They try that every year, don't they?
They do. They keep
They
trying
try.
it.
Yeah, they bring that up
And
every year.
Robert Downey Jr. is like, you know, yeah,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
But because at the time, it's like, at the time, if you think the black people in the cast weren't on me about it, what the heck should I worry about what you think? It was ridiculous. But Tropic Thunder is freaking hilarious.
It is. What do you mean, you
Yeah,
people?
it is.
What do
Yeah.
you mean, you babe?
What do you mean?
It's-
Oh
You're
my
a white man playing a black man trying to learn a white man.
Oh my gosh, you
I mean,
just wanna
comedy's been
laugh.
like comedy's gone now. They're attacking
No.
things that are just.
No, I refuse to believe that. Comedy's not gone. They just have to play smart. Because if comedy was gone, Bill Burr's SNL skit would have gone a lot worse for him. And I know Bill Burr,
yeah.
some people think he's a coward, some people don't. But they have to pick their battles properly because they have family to feed for. Right? And he might be a millionaire. I'm not defending him, but it's really hard.
But that's really true because when Hollywood is a small town, and I keep telling people about this, and Geek
Mhm.
Time TV can back me up on this. It's a very small town. People
Yep.
talk. News doesn't stay, underground. Actors talk about who's being hired for who, what's going on with who. Do you want to work with that producer? Do you work with that studio? News travels
Mhm.
even faster now that
Internet.
that you have that you have internet. So especially with Disney employees or Disney stars, they know what the heck's going on and
Yeah.
what's and what's around there, and they know that if they don't, because it's a risk to attach yourself to something that's going to go south, and you have to be careful because if you work with one person, you don't know if you're going to wind up working with those people again. So it's very easy for people to kind of say, oh well, he should have came out and he should have said something. Yeah, possibly, but at the same time,
You can't.
acting is not the same as everything else. Do you know like 90% of actors are unemployed?
Mhm.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I know
Yeah.
more friends of mine who were actors when I lived in LA who were working as waiters and other stuff
Mhm.
than acting. It's
Oh, yeah.
not it's not a whole lot, and trust me, you can get replaced very easily unless you're one of those super A-listers. In that case, they're making so much money they don't freaking care.
Yeah. Yeah. There's very few that can, they've made it to such a level where they can say whatever they want and they're, kind of, I mean, not untouchable totally, but they're they get away with it. They have a
Yeah.
little more leniency than a lot of other actors that you say something and then, with Gina, that's it. They're fired. There's few people that
Mhm.
can rise above that. Yeah. And it's you see it. I mean, look at this is a perfect example. I mean, you see it's the same crew that they're hiring. First, it was Robert Downey Jr. they were talking about. Now it's Benedict. I mean, they're just going through the Marvel cast. It's not a lot of newcomers you see. It's a lot of times it's the people that they know are marketable and can sell, and they use the same crew. It is Hollywood's a small
Mhm.
town. It is.
Yeah, because plus Cumberbatch is British. He's British,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he
He
is.
says, no, this says a lot about the industry. Yeah. And the funny part is how many just fans like us were just like, we're not surprised.
I don't think anyone's surprised anymore. This is the downward spiral. And like it says, we're going to be watching things die, but it's not dying like it's going to be over. We're watching it die because no one's going to want to support something. And when actors say no to Disney, that's a red flag right there.
Hold on one second. Tax Shark says Cumberbatch was there as Khan to help trash Star Trek. Too bad he won't be there for Star Wars 2. Was that Kurtzman Trek?
It
That
was
was
no, it
Abrams'
was
Trek.
JJ.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
He was
So
in the
that's
sec. He was in
okay.
the
So
second
that's
one. Yeah.
I didn't freaking see it. That's why.
Yeah, he played Khan,
That's
the
why.
reboot version of Khan. Yeah, that's true. That's fine. Yeah, that's true though. He was in Star Trek too. But you think like Star Wars, if these sequels would have done well, I mean, why would you turn down Star Wars? I mean, of course
There
we
you
know
go.
now,
You
but
would've
like,
thought. Mhm.
yeah, that just
Star
shows you how
Trek.
how far they've fallen.
And someone had said, it's I wanted to before I forget something. Yeah, the Thrawn we will see if Mando S3 ever happens. Yeah, that's if it happens. Will be the knockoff Rebels joke version of Thrawn. Now I never watched Rebels because
Yeah,
I
I
had
did.
zero interest. So the Thrawn that I knew of was the Thrawn from the first book that I read, which was Heir to the Empire. So that's the Thrawn that I remember. And I've just been hearing recently about his character just got turned into a joke on Rebels.
The
They
thing is-
watered
the-
him down.
the best way to look at this, and I've heard this even from Echo Base, I think, and someone else, the Thrawn from the Clone Wars, I guess, or the Rebels, whatever it is, that is a younger Thrawn. That is a naive Thrawn. By the time we get to like the heir of the Empire and the rebuilding of the New Republic, this is a Thrawn with experience as well as the leftovers of the full Imperial army. So not only is he gained a lot of experience, he's not the same with the naivety. So I think I like the older Thrawn better, but the younger Thrawn is what made the older Thrawn.
Yeah, I mean they retconned everything too, because there was never a younger Thrawn as far as we know pre the original trilogy. I mean he obviously existed, but we don't know the whole story, the backstory of him completely in the EU. But now, they're since they've kind of redone everything. Now we've got this younger Thrawn but I mean they tried to make him kind of basically this. They tried to make him similar to the EU's Thrawn, but it was like every episode he was like, oh, they outwitted me again, that's okay, we'll be patient, and you just kept waiting,
and I think
it was like, all right, I'll get you, Gadget.
And that's kind of what RC was saying. That's kind of what I've been hearing. I don't think the issue is was making him younger and finding out what he was like before he became, I call it, ultimate Thrawn. But the fact that it seems like that character, was compared to a Scooby-Doo bad guy. So it looks like to me they didn't build up his character as as they should. So I've been hearing that too. So more mature and calculated Thrawn, because you can make an origin story, but make it worth it and not make it a caricature. And I think
because he didn't really learn anything. I mean, if you're gonna say like he developed himself into this more calculated, well then you have to show something, make us believe that something but they didn't show he was. I mean, they showed him as calculating. He just wasn't. He just kept getting outwitted every week, and then finally his big plan came to fruition, and again they outwitted him again. It was like the whole big build-up really didn't amount to. It didn't show him as a big threat, but it didn't show he needed to learn anything. Yeah, they kind of WandaVisioned it, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, that's the new thing, WandaVision. That's exactly how you call it. Anything that has a character that's great potential and it gets squandered is a WandaVision. That's
Can I just say that? Did you guys read the article about the writer for WandaVision?
Oh, the one that didn't read any.
And apparently, this heifer didn't read a comic. God, I just
didn't read any of the comics.
Didn't read. First, she said she didn't read any of them. I'm not a good comic reader, and then she proceeded to contradict herself later on through there. I'm just like, and this is who you freaking know. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's the other problem with.
Okay, I won't go into that. God, that freaking pissed me off. But anyway,
I agree. Yeah. She killed it. She killed it for me. She killed it for a lot of fans. We saw in Marvel Universe. Marvel Universe.
You can't hire writers that don't know the material. You just can't. Because you can come up with a great story, but if it's not going to fit the established canon of that character and what people know and are expecting somewhat of, then it's not going to work. It doesn't matter how good your story is. It's not going to work if you're not getting what people expect to be getting out of a character that has 40 some years of history.
You won't.
Especially when you tease it.
Yeah, and granted, I tell people I have one because I love that one. Issue 11 of Vision and the Scarlet Witch. And in that particular episode, the particular, issue, you've got Spider-Man who is in there. You have Doctor Strange who is in there. Now, if she would have just picked up that one, you would have been able to figure that out.
That's what people were thinking, is this going to lead into Doctor Strange? Is going to lead into the multiverse? Are we going to get, the connection between the end of Spider-Man Far From Home and is this going to, but no, nothing. We didn't get any of that.
And you didn't freaking do that because you didn't have any respect for the source material. At all.
Didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it. So that would have been the payoff. But it's like, no, you folks couldn't even freaking do that. But anyway, Gary's rant was superb, spot on, have ruined nerd. Was this a new one? Because I swear I've heard him say that before, and I wholeheartedly agree. Fake geeks and fake nerds that just they bring them in here. And they just freaking destroy everything.
The amount of time I put into that series, and you guys all know this, I've said this numerous times, going through trailers, spending hours trying to find Easter eggs just to get everything that could have happened not happen, and then they have to tease people the Luke Skywalker moment. It means that they burnt more bridges. They just keep burning bridges. They don't know how to do quality story anymore. It's hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't. They don't get Genevieve.
And they don't seem to care to want to get better. That's the thing.
No, they don't. It's like, we burned it we burned it down, and that's all we cared about. Yes, it's funny. Just as moronic as the author that wondered why Chun-Li didn't appear in Mortal Kombat. Yeah. I had to do a video on that.
Yeah, why is
He's in
I saw that
Fortnite, though.
too.
I was so freaking
she is.
Lord. I was so pissed off. But anyway, let me I'm just gonna play a couple of seconds of this video on our way out. Of course, this is with Collider. We all know what's up with Collider, but just watching Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh my god. Let's see here.
Have you been watching The Mandalorian?
No, actually I haven't.
Can I just say, when he said, have you been watching The Mandalorian? No, actually, I haven't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can tell where this is going already.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up with films this year to vote for the BAFTA.
I'm trying to catch up with film. I was trying to catch up with series material.
A lot of the BAFTAs, because fortunately we've been
For the
nominated in
BAFTAs.
Mauritanian, so that's a little plug there. But yeah, no, that's a way of saying I haven't had much TV time, and because I'm making Doctor Strange. So
Sure.
yeah.
So why doesn't this dude know that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Everybody and their mother pretty much in the fandom knows that Benedict Cumberbatch is involved with Doctor Strange 2 right now.
Yeah.
So why would he give a crap about the Mandalorian? I just...
Yeah, he should have started by saying, like, well, I know you're really busy right now with filming of the, that would have been a better way to
That's
start
what
that
normal
question.
interviewers will usually ask.
Yeah.
So what's going on, with Doctor Strange 2? Are you involved in that? It's kind of like with that Morgan Stanley technical event that Chapek looked like he was doing a hostage video when he was in. And the interviewer, the guy running it, asked him about Marvel. And he specifically asked about Marvel. So why does Chapek not only talk about Kevin Feige and Marvel, but has to drag Lucasfilm in like a dead body so we can talk about it? This is what this reminds me of.
Yeah, pretty much it.
The interviewer not reading the social cues. Wave off, man. Wave up. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's gonna be irritated. You bring this guy up who's like has all these movies and all this stuff going on, and then you ask him about the first thing you ask him is about something that's totally unrelated to anything he's working on. That's kind of insulting. It's like asking someone, I mean, it's kind of insulting.
Hey, Final.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Final. When are we going to see that ballerina episode you planned so much for us?
Yeah, right.
Have you ever heard about ballerinas before? You like ballerinas?
Yeah.
Makes no sense, does it? Yeah.
No, I'm a little busy with what I actually am doing too.
Yeah, he does Vertical Horizons. Yeah, but I think he's so caught up in being a fanboy, and not only being a fanboy, but being an uninformed fanboy that he does this.
I've got that stored up trees. Why? What are they saying?
I was going to say that there's a lot of people that would like you to play a character called Grand Admiral Thrawn. And
who are these lot of people? Because I was not one of them.
No one was.
And no one else I knew was talking about this either.
Yeah, I remember seeing Twitter postings on that briefly, months ago. I remember, but they didn't last long. It was kind of just a flash in the pan.
It's like hardly any. I mean, people saw it or brought it up mostly to kind of laugh about it, and some people were like, "No, don't mess with Thrawn." And then, of course, they mentioned him in one of the next to last episodes of The Mandalorian, so people were talking about it, but no one was talking. At least that I saw was talking about Benedict Cumberbatch, bringing him in as that.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. was the one that kind of took the spotlight. As far as Thrawn castings go.
Oh, God, I guess they want to throw everyone to the wall, see what sticks.
And I'm just curious. Saying this because I could see you playing this role.
Grand Admiral Thrawn. Does he turn into Peter Cushing or something? Is that?
So you guys know who Peter Cushing is, right?
Yeah, Tarkin. Does he turn into? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was a huge casting point with A New Hope. Peter Cushing, because he was he was like iconic. So the fact that
Yeah.
he brought up Peter Cushing, what happened to doing homework before an interview? Some people don't freaking do that.
These are
Yeah.
journalists. They're not journalists. What are you talking about?
No. I would think if I was going to interview Benedict Cumberbatch, my estrogen aside, I would kind of have my ducks in a row about what to frickin' ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did seem annoyed about it. Yeah, this is why I like showing this, because there's nothing like seeing the video with this stuff.
No.
Yeah.
He's blue. He's a very cool character. That's a villain that would.
He knows so much about this character. I'm amazed.
Anyway, I'm just curious if
I think that's
he's a villain
right now. There's no way I want to be turned blue. I can
There's no way I want to turn blue. I don't care what it's for. I don't care if it's for Star Wars. No way.
You want to play an evil space
Back this up, because I love what he said.
Seriously, I precious time with my children, and I think sitting in a makeup chair being painted blue and the amount of time it would take to do that and then take it off at the end of the day might just. It's not the right time in my life for that.
Well, here's what I think. Not only, the blue stuff aside, granted, that's a good out for him, but it's like the bottom line is I don't want to be within 10 meters of Star Wars.
Yeah, he opens up saying, I haven't watched Mandalorian. And then, he's trying to sell him on Thrawn. He's like, no. He kind of cuts him off too. He's like, no, I just have no interest in any of that.
How the hell did this interview take place? Anyone can get the Cumberbatch. Apparently Collider did.
Yeah.
He must have donated to a charity or something.
Dude, you don't know who owed him a favor. It's amazing the kind of stuff that when people are like, all right, that favor you owe me, right? Yeah, all right, shoot, dude, just go in there, do this interview, 10 minutes tops. We'll cut it out, for you. When time's up, we'll come in and pull you out. But just do
Reina,
this.
That's how I get all our guests, right? I do the same thing, right? That's exactly how I work, right there. I pretend I give a crap, and you guys come on the show.
That's the hustle.
I was fooled.
Tax Shark says the Reina Creole asked Cumberbatch about his mom from UFO, Wanda Ventman. I still have to watch UFO. I hear such good things about it. I have to watch that. That is truly his mom. Wow. That'd be cool. That'll be cool. Just do not call Samuel L. Jackson Lawrence Fishburne. Did he really do that? Oh.
Well, they all look the same.
Dang, Collider. That's all of course. I've never watched Collider before. I didn't even know about them until some folks started bringing it up with respect to The Last Jedi. And some folks used to really love their podcast, but they've kind of persona non grata, I would say, of late.
Yeah, they went downhill fast. They also had their problems with they fired a bunch of people who used to work there, and
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had their issues as well over there. Yeah.
Well, folks, this is Final Death Star's channel. As you see, he is at 930 subscribers, so he needs to get to that magical 1K. So if you have not subscribed to Final Death Star, please do. And if you think you've subscribed, go back and make sure that you're still subscribed, because some of you guys have seen where I've gone to someone's YouTube page and I've been unsubscribed.
It's happened to me as well. In fact, I just had Stig Kenobi for one tweeted me and said, "Hey, I was just unsubscribed to your channel." So it's happened. Last night I put out a video. I was at 937, and I refresh. Like I saw I got a new subscriber, so I clicked on my page. It said 937. About a minute later, I refreshed. I was back to 935. This morning I woke up. I was at 933. Now it's showing I'm at 935. So there's definitely some funny business going on. Other people have told me that they've been unsubscribed. So yeah, definitely check all of your subscriptions. Make sure you guys are still subscribed to the people that you want to be subscribed to, because they definitely play funny business on YouTube. Sure, we love YouTube, right? We love it, but there's some funny business every now and then.
They do some strange stuff. Oh, I didn't know that about Benedict Cumberbatch, executive producer Saul Leibowitz. It makes sense. There was just something about his acting. So wow, that's That's a heritage right there. So how far are you off with watch hours? Final.
I think I'm at like almost 3,200 right now. Let's see. I think I'm around 3,200 or close to it.
Oh, okay,
out of
cool.
the 4,000 you need, so not too far away.
All right. All right.
Are you
well,
planning a celebration stream in the future when you hit your?
I don't know. I don't really usually like to do that kind of stuff, but I might for 1K. I might do it for 1K since that's the big one. Because I haven't done it for any of the other 500 or anything like that, but I might do it for 1K.
Did you hear
kind
though?
of like to do that when you hit that. Those
Yeah.
milestones, folks
But-
just kind of just like congratulate you and
But
stuff.
final, did you hear though the great news? Because it's climbing faster and faster. But Reina's now at like what? You're at 1,700 now subscribers.
Wow.
So you can do the same thing.
Nice.
Final, you can promise to dress up like a cheerleader when you hit 2K subs. As she looks away from the screen, kicking me out of the back room again. But
well, not only
that was my selfless plug.
I'll
for
lose
perversion.
subscribers.
Look, I even put on my
I'm not a
bikini
gay,
for the
not
stream.
lose.
Look, I'm set. Look, I put on the Leia bikini and everything.
oh my god. Here's the thing. If that's bad, that's bad. Oh god, dude, I'd lose my mind if that. It's not. I won't say it's bad enough, but it's interesting enough. Okay, so there's 2KM in the cheerleader outfit, but apparently Justin Proper has jumped in on the action and said that when I hit 3K, I put out the picture of me cosplaying as Mirror Uhura, and then at 5K, I wear the actual cosplay.
Sailor Moon.
Probably one of those two. Well, thank you, M Tax Shark, for the $3 super sticker. Stephen, can you see what that is?
He's giving you a thumbs up for bikinis. That's I'm going to call it.
All right. Thank you so much for the super sticker, M Tax Shark. Thank you for supporting my channel that way. I so do appreciate that.
That's my number.
Well, just remember. Oh, what? Just remember what?
Can you share this quickly?
Yes.
2K subs, and you'll see something
boy.
like this, but better. No goatee. So come on. Come on. You want to see this? It's
Wow.
classic.
I'm already doing extra workouts in the.
And I'm going to be fired by the end of that workout.
That's great. You just took the sunglasses in the mouth and put it on her face.
Oh gosh, well,
Well
folks,
done.
that is gonna do it for our show today. Again, please do subscribe to Final Death Star. He's not that far away from 1K, so definitely subscribe to him on YouTube. Of course, follow him on Twitter. Are you on Minds? Final?
I am. Yeah, I actually am on Minds. I haven't. I think it's Final Death Star on Minds or Final Death Star number 1. Either one. Yeah,
Okay.
I am on there as well, though.
Okay. And you're also on Instagram too. So definitely do check him on Instagram. So why don't you tell the folks the shows that you're on so they can come and support you?
Okay, so I do a show with Rogue Entertainment called TR4 on Tuesday nights. Actually, I think it's gonna actually be on my channel until I get to my 1K and 4,000 hours. So that's on my channel on Tuesdays at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. And then also on Rogue Entertainment as my schedule permits, because I'm back to work now. So if I'm able to, I'm on Saturdays as well. That's usually on author Stephen Walton's channel, or it's been on Nina Infinity's channel as well. So it's on one of those two. But you can always follow me on Twitter. And that's on Saturdays at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And then I have my live show, which I do, Enter the Unfamiliar, where I talk about all of the recent UFO sightings, the paranormal, biblical prophecy stuff, strange mysteries, and hidden histories. And I do that on Sunday nights at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. My co-host flipped out. And actually, this week, we're going to have Rob Rules on as
nice.
our guest. We're going to be talking about the paranormal and ghosts. So I've got him coming on. Yeah. And also Drew Taylor, Supreme Heretic's going to be on. So we've got 2 guests this week. I had a really interesting guest last week, Peter Hanna. He's got a really blossoming YouTube channel. He just kind of started. He's already at like 30,000 subscribers. He does more the right-wing political stuff, but he's very interested in UFOs. He had a couple abduction stories that he shared. So that's my last week. So you guys might want to check that out. If you want to hear some really crazy, interesting abduction stuff, that's on there right now. And otherwise, just follow me on Twitter, wherever else I pop up.
All right.
How do you do your bookings by chance? Because I would actually like to know if to actually be on one of your shows because I like.
Yeah, just DM me, and I'll definitely set it up.
I don't know if that's appropriate with people watching right now.
Slide into those DMs.
Yes. Everyone else. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us. Please do subscribe to Fat Steven. We got to get him to 1,000 subs. Please subscribe to me if you have not. And again, remember for all your fan goodness this Friday, check out Culture Show, which should be happening in about 48 minutes. Friday Night Tights at 5:30ish or whenever Gary hits the button. Maybe he won't kick himself out of his own stream again live during the show, which I've done too.
Boomer. I love his boomer moves.
It's wonderful. I'm just like,
great.
It just shows no matter how long you've been doing this,
you
will screw something up. So don't worry about making a mistake. And then of course around 10:30ish after Friday Night Tights, I think it's 10:30 Eastern.
10:30.
Okay, cool. So you have Mario Kart over on Ord's Boards channel. So definitely go over and check that out. So again, folks, thank you so much for joining us on the lunch table. Thank you for all the messages. Thank you for all the super chats supporting the channel. And folks, have an awesome, awesome day and weekend. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Just remember, 2K and the bikini cheerleaders are everywhere. I'll also be looking for a new job after saying this comment, so thank you for coming by to the lunch table. Care of Reina Creole. She will put me in the back corner.